Hi, I'm Daniel Jones.
And I'm Stacey Martin. Today we're going to talk to you about Ozzy Osbourne.
John Michael Osbourne was born on December 13th, 1948 in Birmingham, England. He was born to a poor family. In fact, his house, which you can see here, didn't have any inside plumbing, and his toilet was outside the main house. Growing up, Ozzy had one pair of pants, one shirt and one jacket, and he shared a bed with his 5 other siblings. Ozzy didn't have an easy early life. He was dyslexic and struggled in school. He left school at 15 and couldn't find work, so started to commit petty crime. He was eventually caught trying to steal a television and was sent to prison for 6 weeks, although this wasn't his only visit to prison. After leaving prison, inspired by the Beatles, Ozzy decided to become a rock and roll singer. In 1967, he joined the rock and roll band Black Sabbath. They were almost immediately successful. Their first album, Black Sabbath, sold millions of records. In fact, their first 4 consecutive albums sold more than 1 million records each in the United States. They were one of the most inspirational heavy metal bands of their era. Although Ozzy's life wasn't always happy, he struggled with drink and drug addiction. In 1977, his father died, and he quit Black Sabbath in 1978 at the height of their fame. His first record, The Blizzard of Oz, as a solo artist, sold more than 1 million records and went platinum in the United States. His second, The Diary of a Madman, sold more than 5 million records. However, once again, tragedy struck and the Black Sabbath lead guitarist died. Ozzy eventually sobered up, continued to make music, and continued to tour. In the early 2000s, he found worldwide fame when he and his family starred in a reality show on MTV. Ozzy has always been controversial, whether it has been causing cruelty to animals, suicide of fans. And Stacey now is going to talk about one of these controversial facts.
Throughout his career, Ozzy became well known for a very strange reason. More than once, he actually bit the head off of a winged creature. It sounds pretty gross. The first event happened in 1981 in Des Moines, Iowa, in the United States. Ozzy was on tour for his Diary of a Madman album. At this point, his fans were well known for throwing strange and gross things on stage. At this show, a fan threw a live bat on stage. However, Ozzy thought it was a fake rubber toy, and so he picked it up and he bit its head off. He instantly realized he had made a very bad mistake. He said, immediately though, something felt wrong, very wrong. He continued to say, my mouth was instantly full of this warm, gloopy liquid with the worst aftertaste you could imagine. I could feel it staining my teeth and running down my chin. The concert was immediately canceled, and Ozzy was rushed to the hospital. He received shots for rabies, but luckily for him, he was okay. Now, you might think Ozzy would learn his lesson, but apparently not. Later in his career, there was another incident. He needed a record contract, and he had a meeting with CBS Records. His wife, Sharon, had a great idea. She told Ozzy, why not use doves? Sharon's idea was that Ozzy would walk into the meeting with 2 doves in his pockets, and then he would release the doves, and everyone in the room would be amazed. Unfortunately, Ozzy was drunk, as usual, and instead he decided to bite one of the doves' heads off. Everyone in the room was shocked and horrified. Ozzy instantly left, but even though this was really disgusting, the record executives must have been impressed, because they decided to give Ozzy a record contract anyways. Now, Dan's going to talk to us about a rather controversial and disturbing interesting fact.
In 1984, in Indio, California, a young American, John McCullum, aged 19, committed suicide. His parents blamed Ozzy Osbourne, and they blamed Ozzy Osbourne's music. They and the lawyer sued Ozzy Osbourne. Initially, this was dismissed, but they appealed. And there were two basic reasons for their court case. The song Suicide Solution by Ozzy Osbourne has certain lyrics. The lyrics are, "Where to hide, suicide is the only way out. Don't you know what it's really about?" They also claimed that there were subliminal hidden lyrics within the song. If you played the song at 1.5 times its normal speed, you could hear, why try, get the gun and try it. Shoot, shoot. Ozzy said that the song itself was nothing to do with suicide. It was about the dangers of drink. He said, the song's about the dangers of alcoholism. Alcohol will kill you, like any drug will. The result of the appeal was a success for Ozzy. The judge ruled that the First Amendment in America protected his freedom of speech. An artist cannot be responsible for the effects of his music, and an artist can write about anything they want. Ozzy's lawyer said that the grieving parents had been taken advantage of by the lawyers, and said that they saw a wealthy, successful multi-millionaire who they could sue. Ozzy himself felt terrible, and he felt that it was a tragedy for John and for the parents, and that it was something that he would never do to his fans. Now, Stacey's going to talk about what Ozzy is up to these days.
So, what is Ozzy Osbourne doing now? Well, these days, Ozzy has still had a few problems in recent years, but he continues to rock, and he tries to be a good guy. Unfortunately for Ozzy and his family, a few years ago, he again had problems with alcohol and drug addiction. At the time, his wife Sharon said, "It's a disease that hurts not only the person that has the disease, but it hurts the family. It hurts people that love you, and we're dealing with it." Luckily for Ozzy and his family, he received treatment for his problems, and he is now clean. In fact, he hasn't drunk since then, and he thanked his family for their support in his difficult time. In addition, Ozzy and his family became overnight celebrities because of the early 2000s reality television show, The Osbournes. The show debuted in 2002 on MTV, and it ran for 4 seasons. The show starred Ozzy, his wife Sharon, his son Jack, and his daughter Kelly, and it followed them around and showed their wacky adventures. Mostly, it showed Ozzy as a confused, but still very loving father. In addition, it launched Kelly Osbourne's brief singing career. Recently, there have been rumors that the show may continue and have a new season, but these rumors have not been confirmed. Also, Ozzy has continued to rock. Recently, he rejoined his legendary band, Black Sabbath, and in 2013, they released a new album called 13. Ozzy said, "I don't understand why it's happening. I mean, 45 years down the road, and we've got a really great album to put out." After the album's release, the band went on tour, and the album received mostly positive reviews from critics. Over the years, Ozzy Osbourne has reached millions of music fans around the world and influenced countless bands. He may be a madman, but he has definitely had an amazing and very interesting career.